special prosecutor had. Whatever. And what's their plan? The plan is what? We want to see your tax returns. We need tax returns. And you fired Comey. And you asked him to go easy on Flynn. So, none of these are impeachable crimes or anything like that. But we're going to go ahead and keep asking for information from you, and we're going to harass and harass and harass. And while this has been going on, and while this will continue to go on, they have no credibility now because of the Mueller report. Zero, zip, nada. No reasonable person cares what the Democrats are going to be doing. No reasonable person. Joan Behar, The View. Well, did you see him? Did you see Nadler? Did you see Shifty Shift? Did you see him? Well, just go back through their previous time on the networks and see their lies, misspoke, their statements, their errors, their poor judgment. So that's why the Trump team said, hey, you might want to check these guys out first before you let them back on, because they're really, 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 really wrong. Okay, to finish up here, while all of this has been going on, and I did a show on this, even though the Republicans are winning, or President Trump may be winning, but at the same time, they could be losing. Or the Democrats could appear to be losing, but they actually are winning. And what do I mean by that? The immigration system in our country is so bad, it's pouring in people, hundreds of thousands every quarter via H-1 visas, H-2 visas over our borders and visa overstays. Article here from Axios. DHS, Department of Homeland Security data shows growing surge of migrants at the border. It's shot all the way up. From this time last year, about 10,000? This year, 23,000 going through these centers, and detention centers are overcrowded. And if they have children, they then get released to come back 3, 4, 5 years down the road for their asylum case. The big picture is this. The latest data comes at a time when the Trump administration is trying to make the case that there's a true emergency at the border. In the face of skepticism in Congress to push back over his national emergency intended to fund a border wall. It also comes during reports of Mexican smugglers using buses for quicker, safer transportation for Guatemalan migrants. Central Americans continue to gather in large groups for a long voyage to the border. Okay, so the cartel is running people up to the border to designated areas where the Border Patrol is overwhelmed. The detention centers are full. So they're pouring in. Now, if they have their children here, their children become citizens. And they get to the 2, 3, 4, 5 years down the road, and less than 10% of them are going to show up. Article here from Reuters. Caravan of migrants in Mexico starts toward the U.S. again. Another 1,200 migrants are headed our way. And they're going to get here with children, and then they're going to be allowed to come in. Hundreds of thousands a year. But here's the good news. There was an article on Gateway Pundit, and I'm going to pull it up here. Let me close out one of these here. So let's shut this down here. The military sent a notification to Congress that they were shifting around $1 billion in their budget for the wall. $1 billion. Now, I don't know if you've heard of that or not, but here it is right here. Let's get over to here. Let's see. Where is my Brennan? I don't care about you anymore. Was just here. Well, basically, he updated his website, so the article is not as easy as it was when I first started the show. But basically, what happened is that the military sent over saying, by the way, we are here it is, found it. Pentagon notifies Congress that authorized the transfer of $1 billion to begin new border wall construction. The Pentagon notified Congress Monday night it authorized the transfer of $1 billion to build new border wall construction. CNN obtained a Pentagon budget notification that was sent to Capitol Hill Monday night that showed up to $1 billion will go toward building 57 miles of border wall. Quote, the Department of Defense authorized the Army Corps of Engineers to begin planning and construction of the project Monday night. The department will direct the funds toward 18-foot-high fencing along the Yuma-El Paso sections on the border. According to a letter acting Secretary of Defense Patrick Shanahan sent to the Department of Homeland Security Christian Nielsen. President Trump declared a national emergency in February to try to get more funding for the wall. The Democratic-controlled House and the GOP Senate are currently trying to come to some type of agreement, and we know that's not going to happen. Every single Democrat on the Senate Appropriations Committee, subcommittees on defense and military construction, veteran affairs signed a letter objecting to the transfer of money, claiming the Pentagon did not seek permission before directing the money. So Democrats are like, you can't do that. We strongly object. But it's done. See, President Trump isn't done. He's not done in the fight. He's going to get the wall built one way or another. So that is good news. That's only real good news, that I can, besides the Russian collusion probe coming to an end. That's good. So now we kind of focus. But what about the colleges pouring out Marxist? What about hundreds of thousands of people born across the border? So this was really a breath of fresh air tonight before I started the show, that there is billions of dollars that could be used to build the wall. Chapo's money could be used. Guzman could be used from that was it billions of dollars that was that we got from him in his arrest and his conviction. So there's money to build the wall, but here the Pentagon went ahead and shifted $1 billion over, and the Democrats are not happy. So that's some good news. And for Ann Coulter, get a life. Show me some dimensions of a wall that's been built. I just sent her the link, and that's all. Okay, I'm going to finish here. The last 2 minutes, real quick. Barbara Streisand actually said this. This is from thedailymail.com. It didn't kill them, quote unquote. Barbara Streisand sparks outrage for saying Michael Jackson's accusers were, quote, thrilled to be there. His sexual needs were his sexual needs, and for suggesting their parents are to blame. Singer and actress Barbara Streisand, 76 years old, has said the sexual abuse victims of Michael Jackson wanted to be there as children. Streisand referring to now adults Wade Robson and James Safechuck. The two men are subjects of a recent documentary, Leaving Netherland. She told a British newspaper at the time she believed their allegations, but it did not kill them, that Jackson's sexual needs were his sexual needs. Did you hear that? That the boys that were molested by Michael Jackson, and she used thrilled because of his song Thriller in quotations, that they were thrilled to be there for Michael Jackson's sexual needs. The left is crazy. She came back after that. Well, I'm sorry. I didn't really mean it that way. You did mean it that way. Because you're trying to stick up for Michael because you're a wacky leftist and you're in your bubble. So that's why you're freaking out with The View and everybody else on why Mueller, this man of stellar reputation, did not take down President Trump. The same group that was willing to let the media lie to the country and to not tell the truth that the election was close and that President Trump could actually win, devastating the left. So here we sit. Now it's time to focus on shutting down the wall. Building the wall, shutting down the border, deporting away, getting ready for 2020. So thank you so much. Boy, I know I went over a lot tonight, so hopefully I didn't give you brain damage. But the Mueller report's over. President Trump wins. So I'll see you guys tomorrow. Okay.